NFL owners meeting still underway in Arizona. Kind of like an adult NFL spring break, and we're adding to the addition of He Said What, beginning with Aaron Glenn talking about new Jets quarterback who's back again, Geno Smith.
You always want to bring in competition, and that's going to happen organically. You know what I'm saying? But like, I just feel like he's the guy that's going to lead us to the promised land. He's the guy that's going to touch the ball more than anybody else on offense. And listen, I know he had his struggles, and I think a lot of quarterbacks, they have their struggles. If you look at over the last 5 years, the guy that's thrown the most interception. I mean, the top guys are up there.
All right, Nate, your reaction to Glenn.
Yeah, first of all, I appreciate that he still has a little bit of swag as a cornerback with a little Paisley accent. The rest of them coaches got on boring shirts. But also, I don't think it's that big of a deal. I think you're the head coach of the football team. You're not going to say, well, we'll see. He's coming off a bad season, but hopefully he doesn't tank us this year. Yeah, he's our guy. He's had success in different places, and he's coming back to New York. I think that he's going to lead us to the promised land. I think maybe what I consider the promised land is the Super Bowl. I don't know if Aaron Glenn means that. But I think in context of what he's saying, I don't think it's as big a deal as the internet made it yesterday.
No, because the internet made it and they clipped it at the promised land and didn't add the context to he's the guy that touched the ball every time. He's the guy that's going to come back here. It was
but also keep in mind the organization, right? I think with Aaron Glenn, to Nick's point, you are going to want to show the world that you're confident in the quarterback that you have, especially the fact that it's Geno Smith and he had a bad season last year. But you're also trying to give yourself some cover, too. Yes, the Jets, we all know they need a franchise quarterback. They need that face of the franchise going forward. Is it going to be Geno Smith? Is he a bridge to somebody? Will they get the young quarterback this year? Will they be able to? Will they want a guy this year? Or will they look to next year and get a quarterback? So you got to leave, as Mike Tannenbaum. Listen, I listened to Mike Tannenbaum for years. Lie straight to our face, it is what it is.
They do.
It is
well,
what
that's
it
only
is.
because it's April Fool's Day.
I've said it all week at these owners meetings in Arizona. It's lying season. They are all lying to you. You are lying to them, and everyone's just telling a fib until we get to the draft.
I like to think there's a little bit more nuance in the word lie.
Creative licensing with the facts, data, and facts.
Thank you. I appreciate that. But in all seriousness, I think what Aaron did a great job of was manage expectations that they may or may not, to Kmart's point, draft a quarterback. So if they love Ty Simpson and he's there at 16, they take him. There's going to be, whatever they do in that fan base, someone's going to be aggrieved and disgruntled. So because of that, you want to get ahead of it. I think he did a great job of that. And I think for success, this whole notion of the promised land, look, we all know it. If they play better, whatever the number is, 6, 7, 8, 9 wins, you just want to see meaningful progress in year 2. There's a lot of good foundational pieces. I think they've had a productive offseason. And let's give them credit. They have 5 first-round picks over the next 2 years. They've earned the benefit to see this plan through.
We also have to point out the fact that Aaron Glenn, when he speaks of the promised land, it didn't go well for him last year. So you guys talk about bridge quarterback to whatever. Aaron Glenn needs to demonstrate to that organization, I think, that he's the long-term answer there. So I think he really does believe in Geno Smith because it is Lion season and y'all be spinning, Mike T. But I don't think Aaron Glenn is spinning. I think Aaron Glenn really needs to have success this season and believes that Geno Smith can do that.
And who knows? Maybe promised land for the Jets is bottom half of the draft. Not always the top. Who knows? We'll get into that later. One more edition of He Said What. Jerry Jones was asked about George Pickens' contract negotiations, and, only Jera could have this to say.
There's no issue with me with talking to agents. I need to do a better job of not getting, Daddy said I could have it. And him going to Mama and Mama saying, Daddy said I could have it. We've got to get on the same page, and I have something to do with that as well. It always works out. If he worked without an agent, he'd save a lot of money.
Do you anticipate going into...
With me.
Nick.
He was so close to taking accountability. It was cute. He was building up to it, and then he tried to fire the man's agent. Just sign the checks, Jerry. And I thought an hour ago, he was talking about if the ducks is quacking, then we feed them.
That's right.
Well, the receiver's quacking. Feed him.
Yeah, well, hey, listen, different duck is quacking. Now, the first duck's Jerry's pockets that he wants fed.
Yes.
This duck
He's
is a
not trying
player's
to take money out his pocket.
Right. He's
you know?
feeding another duck, which, by the way, you need to feed that duck if you ever want to get to the point where you're competitive in the NFC East to get the promised land. They can tie it all together.
Yeah, look, in all seriousness, this is an impossibly difficult situation. Last year with Micah Parsons was as easy as it could have been. Make him the highest paid pass rusher, move on, and we're done. This year, there's a big nuance, which is the highest paid receiver is now Jackson Smith and Jigba at $42 million a year. Based on how George Pickens played last year, I'm hard-pressed to think that he'll take $1 less than being the highest paid receiver. With that said, I'm sure Dallas is going to say, no, we have CD Lamb. We're going to make you the highest paid number 2 receiver, approximately $28.7 million. That's what T. Higgins makes in Cincinnati. Because of that, I could see this going well past Labor Day in terms of when he signs his tender. And the other problem you have, and this is a tough part about being in the front office, as soon as you sign George Pickens to any extension guys above $36 million, CD Lamb's knocking on your door and say, well, wait a second, I'm at $36 million a year. I need a raise. So you may solve one problem and create another.
Yep.
Fair, but here's my frustration with front office people. I'm always going to be team player when it comes to money, right? Whatever the market rate is today will not be the market rate next year and the year after that. Honestly, like the deals you sign today will look cheap in a couple years. So that's why I understand the hemming and hawing about like how much we got to pay him. The price is always going to go up. So
you're taking a knee to church right now with this commentary.
I love it because Mike T up here doing that negotiation ploy. CD Lamb ain't coming in there ask for nothing. Tell CD Lamb we paid you. That's something that you use to try to pit the players against each other. Nah, the man balled out. Your offense was incredible. You wanted to keep being that way. It's in everybody's best interest to pay great players as soon as possible because, to Kimberly's point, next year he will be a discount. If he doesn't want to get the T. Higgins deal, then maybe you think of something else, but you pay him what he's earned and what he deserves. I think the franchise tag, while I think it gives you some negotiating leverage, it's really not that beneficial for either the team or the player if you have a player that you really like and you want to keep.
My thing on this, though, and I hate where it seems like this one's going to side, you only have 1 year of body of work from Pickens. Just the one.
You don't hate where it sides. You love it.
No,
you love it.
no.
Just the one. Now,
if you have a phenomenal year, you're like, hey, I had a phenomenal year.
Yeah, and he's going to get paid, what, $27, $28 million? Give me 2 of those, and I'll back up the truck for you.
My guess is that's where this ends up because I just don't see a deal getting done given both sides' respective position.
If he's giving you a few years of this, then you're dumb.
Sometimes you just know after one, Matt.
Really?
Sometimes you just know after one.
Do we want to dive into that?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's easy to make the argument that Pickens is that good. Like, we could look at the quarterbacks he was with before and the explosive plays that he had, and we could look at the situation that he was in. Like, I think it's a much harder argument to argue that was a fluke. I think saying that you have to do it 2 years in a row is just kind of another Mike T-ism where they try not to pay the players. Like, there was nothing about what we saw last year that was fluky about that situation. He looked incredible.
No question.
Like, we all saw it. You don't need to do that for 36 games. Like, you did it for enough. He's good enough. Pay the man the money.
It would be a real April Fool's joke to hear Neek say that a player shouldn't get paid.
It really would. Like, you could have done this whole full thing full circle.
I can't even fake that.
And by the way, we've seen Jerry write some bad checks. So there's also some history there as well. Coming up, Luka's magical March. He's balling, and so is LeBron. How are they